What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Project Ozone 3 in Kappa mode. Guys, we have been working on getting chaos planks for the last 300 episodes or so, and I think we're just about there. We should be able to craft everything at this point. Let's take a look at what we got. So over here, this is where we've been keeping our recipe for the chaos planks. We have everything in here except for these 8 items, right? Well, everything, and I guess the things that don't stack, like these crystal runes, stone of darkness, and the transcendent blood orb. The non-stackable items we have over here, also I guess the wand of animation. But yeah, we should have everything that we need in order for us to make 8 chaos planks. Now, the 8 items that we're missing are these items here, right? So we now have all of these ready to go, and I placed them in the basic crafting table because that was like super annoying trying to figure out which one goes where. But yeah, let's go ahead and make these metals now. So we have 8 of those, 8 of these, 8. Oh, you know what? I need double this, don't I? I need 16 of each of them because there's 2 per craft. Whoops. Well, we should be able to make at least one of these. Whoa, what happened? Oh no, all of the ingredients just fell on the floor because I shift clicked it. Ah, that's annoying. Can I just do like this? Just shift click everything in there and just hope it all goes in the right spot? Maybe? I don't think everything went to where it needs to be. Well, at least we don't got things on the ground that are going to potentially despawn. Anyway, here's our first chaos plank. We did it. Congrats to us. Is there a quest complete for making one of those? Like, that really feels like that should be a quest complete, right? But probably not. Well, I think we would have gotten a thing by now, yeah? Yeah, we are not getting a thing for the chaos plank. Well, we made our first one! And no, you cannot animate this. Alright, well, I was able to make these other metals once again. Yeah, we made like 2 stacks of everything that goes into these metals, so we could potentially make 2 stacks of these, so making 8 more really was no big deal. It was just annoying getting all 9 items per different ingot. Anyway, this is our last chaos plank, and there we go. So apparently it's not using these transcendent blood orbs on the recipe. I wasn't noticing that before. And also I ended up getting 14 additional chaos ingots somehow. I'm not sure how that happened. Maybe I had too many in here to begin with. I don't know. Well, anyway, we have a lot of these transcendent blood orbs now, and we have 8 chaos planks. Let's put those away for safekeeping. Chaos ingots we can put away as well, and I don't need these anymore, so I'll just go and vein mine those away. Awesome. Okay, so now that we have the chaos planks done, we can get rid of that. So that was like the hardest part of making the creative chest, but we aren't there yet. There's still a few more things that we have to do. So we're going to need to make all of these different items. Some of these have EMC, so they won't be a big deal. And then we have to make these infinite chaos baubles. How many of those do we need? Infinite chaos bauble, 4 of them. Okay, so that's something that's probably going to be the next thing that we work on. So an infinite chaos bauble requires all of this different stuff and combination crafting. I'm pretty sure we haven't made this yet, right? Let me double check. Infinite key. Oh, yeah, we have not done that. We've been playing this pack so long, I cannot remember everything that we've done or not done. So we need molten infinity, liquid chaos, heavy water, liquid lithium. I'm not even going to pretend to say this one, diamond mixture. And then we need okay, this is the mechanism fusion reactor thing with the deuterium and tritium, if I remember correctly. So we haven't done a vast majority of this, and we're also going to need to get ourselves some opinion core perfected. Those are EMC, and we should have plenty of EMC remaining, just a little bit. I think we're fine on that. Okay, so what's the first thing that we want to tackle here? Maybe we should start on molten infinity. So in order to get molten infinity, we need to put an infinity ingot into a melter. Looks like we can do it in the smeltery. All right, so we need like what, 6 or 7 ingots of infinity in the smeltery, something like that. Infinity. Hey, we got 6 ingots here. I guess we can make a little bit more. Get 9 at a time. Is it 6? Is it 7? Is it 8? I don't know. We'll just throw a little bit in there. It's not like it's really a big deal. Smeltery is right here. Okay. Gonna have to put some more lava in here eventually. So nothing is set to extract. So like we do, we remove that. We get ourselves a bucket, and bucket goes here, and then we extract that fluid on there, which should fill the bucket for us, which is awesome. And at that point, we can get ourselves a creative fluid tank, which we have only 2 remaining because 8 of those that we had just went into our chaos planks. But yeah, we can fill up one of these and make a whole bunch of buckets of whatever fluid we want. All right, guys, so we got ourselves our Molten Infinity bucket. So we'll just place down a creative tank here, and we will right click that onto there, grab a bucket back. So we have extra, and then I have 16 buckets here that we'll just fill up. We don't need quite 16, but we have extra for later. Okay, very good. So that's all done. So we should be able to clear this out with a shift left click on there, and that's done with as well. So the next item that we need here on our list of things to do is the liquid chaos. So this is something that we haven't quite messed with, I don't think. I don't remember if we did actually. Well, anyway, liquid chaos, this is made with awakened draconium block, 4 of them. We need neutrons, which is EMC, refined obsidian, EMC, carbon ingot, EMC. So most of this is pretty easy. It's the awakened draconium block that's a hard part, and that only gives us 10 millibuckets. Yeah, is 10 millibuckets enough for us to like set the pattern on a creative fluid tank? I actually don't know. I'm wondering if, can we set the fluid tank by filling up a gauge dropper with something? Let's figure this out first of all. So what do we have in here? This is antimatter. So if I fill that up with antimatter and I click that on here, does that fill it? It does. Now, if I fill it up with like a partial bucket of that, will it fill it? That's the thing that I want to figure out. So let's grab ourselves a tank real quick. Just one of these. And then we'll grab ourselves a conduit. Just a really slow one. Doesn't have to be fast at all. This is going to be set to insert. This is going to be set to extract. Always active, never active. Get rid of that. So we have 300 millibuckets in here. So I should be able to clear. Whoop, I don't want to do that. Right click with here. I should be able to clear this tank. Right click here. So it's not a full thing. If I right click onto here, it does fill it. Okay, so that gives me hope that we only have to do this recipe once. Get the 10 millibuckets, fill up our gauge dropper, and then we should be able to set this and literally have all of it. Let's see if that works. So we need awakened draconium. So 4 blocks of that. It was the neutron. All right. No, it was 8 of those. Refined obsidian for those. All right, so we need the neutrons again. We need 8 of those in total. All right, and the last item that we need is the carbon ingot, 8 of those. Okay, so we have all of those, and this is set up so we're extracting the resulting fluid. So all we should have to do is just put these items up into this thing, which we haven't used for a long time. I hope this thing is set up correctly. Should just be able to put all those up in there, and things should just work? Question mark. Does this require some other input? No, it's those 4 items. We make liquid chaos, mana, and ember. But we aren't making anything, so I feel like a tank is full here that shouldn't be. Okay, well, I mean, we are using a tiny ember output. Let's replace that with a huge ember output. I think that might actually be the problem, that we just didn't have enough space for the ember. Yeah, it sounds like things are working now. Oh my goodness. Was that really the problem the whole time? Goodness. Do that and one of those. Perfect. Oh goodness. So do we have liquid chaos in here? That took way longer than it should have. Okay, so the gauge dropper has 10 millibuckets of liquid chaos. Let's come over here real quick and see if we can place it onto here. Oh, there it is. We have all of the liquid chaos now, which is awesome. All right, so we need some buckets. Let's grab, 16 of those should be more than enough, I think. We can always reset another one of these creative tanks later then. All right, so all the liquid chaos we can put away. Sweet. All right, so now that we have that taken care of, goodness, the next one we need is heavy water. So heavy water, it doesn't show a recipe here, but heavy water, you use the mechanism pump with like there's like a filter upgrade. It's been a minute since I last did this, but I do know that it has a water pump, and I do know there's an upgrade. Can we search for upgrade? Speed upgrade, energy filter upgrade, filter that separates heavy water from regular water. Right, so we need this guy. This requires pink stained glass, or I guess any glass, enriched alloy, tin dust. Do we have tin dust? We don't. We have tin ingots though. So if I grab some of those and I throw it into our pulverizer over here, we should be good to go. All right, so we got that. Let's just make a filter upgrade. And again, we only need to get just a small amount because the gauge dropper can set our creative tank. So as soon as we get the very minimum amount of that stuff, we should be good. So now we need to get ourselves a pump, this guy, and we are missing a steel casing. That's easy enough for us to craft up. Okay, so I'm just gonna make, 3 water sources in a row for an infinite water source. We can take these filter upgrade, and then we can take the energy upgrades that we have here, just shift right click those on there, and same thing with these speed upgrades, so it goes a little bit faster. Okay, so now we just need water bucket, 2 of those, 1 there, 1 there. This should have energy, it should be doing the thing. All right, so we got heavy water, so if I grab our gauge dropper, now we have heavy water here, and again, we just do the same thing. I think I need a new gauge dropper that's empty. I'm not actually sure if I shift left click with this in there won't delete the fluid. Anyway, so we'll do this, and then I'll right click that on there, and there's all of our heavy water. So the next item on the list here is to get some lithium buckets. Now there's a couple ways of getting lithium. There's a thermal evaporator, right? So you make this multi-block, you put water in, it turns into brine, then you take the brine and you put that back into another one, and that turns into lithium. Well, this works. There is a faster way. So if we make lithium gas and we use the condensator and we condentrate it into the liquid, right? We can take lithium dust in a chemical oxidizer and turn it into lithium gas. That seems like a much more straightforward method of doing this. So we have lithium dust, so we need a chemical oxidizer, and then we need a condensator. So chemical oxidizer, I know we have one around here somewhere, but we'll just go ahead and craft a new one. So chemical oxidizer, easy. And then we needed the condensator. This guy, the rotary condensator, and this requires a basic fluid tank, basic gas tank, basic fluid tank. All right, so we do that, and there it is, rotary condensator. Awesome. So we just need to give these things power, put this into here, put the fluid from there into here, and then gauge dropper it into here. So I just removed the pump and the water. We don't really need that anymore. So here's the chemical oxidizer. This goes a little bit slow, and we could put the speed upgrades in there, but I don't really think that's necessary. Yeah, so these blocks just facing towards me are the correct direction. And then we have the liquid lithium here, so gauge dropper, there that is. Awesome. And then we just do the same thing like we've done before and get ourselves, oops, gotta right click it, and get ourselves a bunch of lithium buckets. All right, so this next item that we need is this bucket, this diamond mixture stuff. Yep, so we get that by using a salt mixer with molten diamond and this NAK alloy stuff, right? So the diamond's pretty easy, just diamond in the smeltery. Yeah, so we can do that pretty easy. This stuff, let's take a look at. So this is what we need here. And then this we get from another salt mixer by mixing potassium with sodium. Okay. So the mechanism sodium is pretty simple. We'll just take some sodium, that's the gas, and we'll turn it into liquid sodium. The gas we get from brine, an electrolytic separator. So we need to get ourselves some brine, and we do that from concentrating gaseous brine, which we can get by the chemical oxidizer, right? So this is essentially the same setup. Salt into the chemical oxidizer makes gaseous brine, and then we just turn that into the liquid. So that's this setup right here. So we just put salt in there, and then we'll get ourselves some liquid brine. And then we got to further process that a little bit. So there's our brine. Grab that. We will put that over into our creative tank. Not left click, it's a right click. All right, so now that we have that, let's get back into here and figure out where we are. So we need, we have the liquid. Oh, no. We don't have the liquid sodium yet. We are almost there. Yeah, so we need to do an electrolytic separator to take brine and turn it into sodium. And I don't think we will need the brine again after that, but, you know, it's probably a good idea for us to grab at least one bucket of this stuff extra and throw it into the system so we don't have to worry about ever crafting it again. All right, so anyway, I'll grab one more bucket so we can use that for processing. So this, let's see, one more time, liquid sodium. I should probably bookmark that so I don't have to keep going back through here. So liquid sodium comes from the gaseous sodium. So we need an electrolytic separator. So we have that on auto craft. So I'll just tell it to craft one of those. That should be relatively quick. Okay. Then we just throw that over here on a power and we just give it this as the input. And yeah, so we have sodium and chlorine. All right. So I'll grab the sodium. Okay, so liquid sodium, we have to put that through the condensator. Wait, is this sodium? Yeah, that's sodium. So we have to put that into here. This one. Okay, and then we get the liquid sodium. Very good. All right, so now we have liquid sodium. And to get it from liquid sodium into this state, yeah, we need a decent amount of sodium. I guess we can just use that. And then we need molten potassium. Now this says that we need 288, so that's like 2 ingots worth, I guess. And we should have enough sodium for this process. Should I make another bucket of sodium? I guess we probably should. Oh, well, can I not do it because they're stacked? No, you cannot get a bucket of this liquid sodium. Interesting. Okay, so we will fill up a gauge dropper full of it then. If I put that into applied energistics, can I search for sodium and it shows this? Let's do that. Oh yeah, it does come up. Okay, so we have sodium here, which will allow us to do that in the future. All right, so getting back to this, we need molten potassium, and that looks like we need molten potassium hydroxide and an electrolyzer. And that gives us some molten potassium. So the hydroxide is potassium hydroxide in a melter, which is potassium hydroxide solution. I feel like we've done this. Hydrofluoric. I feel like we have a setup for potassium hydroxide somewhere. Is it? It might not be this. What are we doing here? Oxygen, ethylene. I feel like we've done this before, but I don't have anything else marked. Maybe it was this over here. What are we making here? Ammonia, hydrogen, water, ammonia. Okay, well, I'll have to go. Yeah, we're doing something here with water. I guess we're just making oxygen and hydrogen out of that. This is deuterium here. Oh, we already have deuterium. Interesting. Okay. Well, anyway, let me go ahead and get some things set up here so we can potentially make this stuff, and we'll be right back. Well, it seemed like getting potassium hydroxide was kind of like a never-ending loop. So we needed potassium hydroxide solution in order to get that. And to do that, you need to put potassium fluoride solution in with water, and you get the potassium fluoride solution. You needed molten potassium hydroxide, and you needed the potassium fluoride. I don't know. Like, I sat here for a while trying to dig through this to figure it all out, but it seems like it's a little bit more straightforward than that. So basically, you take diorite, you throw it into the rock crusher, and then you get this stuff here, this crushed yeah, this stuff. And you take that, and then you put that into a manufactory to get the potassium fluoride. Right? So that's where we are right now. I haven't powered this up yet. Let's give this a little bit of power. Hopefully things are gonna work. So we do that. That should power up. This manufactory should start manufacturing this. I didn't put any upgrades in here. I guess I can. Speed upgrade. do one of those numbers, and we don't have enough power, so I need the energy upgrades. All right, well, we got a few of them. I'll just throw those into here, so it'll do the thing. All right, that's good enough. Then we got to take that and put it into a fluid enricher with water, and that enriches the fluid, and that gives us, what is this, the potassium fluoride solution. And then we take that and put that into a fluid enricher, chemical reactor. The potassium fluoride plus water gets us potassium hydroxide, and that's what we're looking for here. So then we need to take the potassium hydroxide and put that into a crystallizer. Man, I feel like I've done this before in this playthrough, but maybe not. Iron ingot. We need to make ourselves a cauldron. Is it this? Is it just the standard vanilla recipe? It is. Okay. So what was it again? Crystallizer. Crystallizer, like a so. Make that, please. And there it is. Awesome. So then we'll put that here. Just need to pop out a few more of these blocks and give it some power. Uh-huh. All right. And then I guess we're going to need liquid translocators. Actually, for this, now that I think on it, we probably want to get ourselves fluid conduit. Let's do this. Not pressurized. We want the ender fluid conduit, right? And then we want insert only with a filter, fluid filter on the insert. And we want that set specifically for potassium hydroxide, right? So potassium hydroxide. Let's get out of this. This, right? So we only want that fluid to go into here to make what we're looking for. So I think we should be about ready. Oh, I never pressed this button. There we go. So now we got the chemical reactor. This also needs water going into it. So I need a little bit more of the conduit here. Let's grab, not that, this, that, and that. Okay, so now we got the water, we got the potassium fluoride, and yeah, that should make the potassium hydroxide, and it's also going to make hydrofluoric acid. That's what we don't want going into the crystallizer. So we are filtering specifically on this stuff. So hopefully this is just going to work. I guess we can throw some of those in here and some of those in there and make that go a bit faster. Looks like it's not... Oh, did I not set extract on here? Extract always active. There we go. Okay, so that's going into here, and it looks like we are crystallizing. Very good. All right, so we should get to this point. I'll get a few of those, and then we'll continue on. Cool, so we should be pretty close to getting the potassium that we need. We have the sodium, so we have this potassium hydroxide. So if we take potassium hydroxide, put it into a melter, we should melt it, which will go into an electrolyzer, and then we get some potassium. Awesome. So we also get water, which we don't want, and oxygen gas. But yeah, this is the only thing that we want, is just the potassium here. So let's grab a gauge dropper again. Can I just click it out of here? It won't let me do that. So I guess what I need to do is get a tank, and then we'll do like we did before with a conduit. We want the ender fluid since it doesn't have an internal buffer. Do that. We need a filter. We need a liquid filter on here so we can specify the only fluid that we're going to allow in there, and that's going to be potassium. Molten potassium. Okay. So this needs to be set to extract, always active. There's our potassium, and then we should be able to put that into the gauge dropper. There it is. Awesome. So now we have potassium and sodium. So we can go here, get rid of this, that. So now we are at this stage. So that is in a salt mixer. We need the sodium plus the potassium to make this stuff. But before we do that, let's go ahead and try and get a whole bunch of this stuff real quick. So that's our sodium in there. We will grab another gauge dropper. Clear that out. Potassium, let's put that into there and get a full thing of that. All right, so now we got 2 of those. What is in this one? Nothing. So I should probably grab one more. potassium, and then we want sodium. Gauge dropper. What is in this one? This one says it's empty, but it's not stacking. Okay, so we will come into here, clear this out, do this. Fill that up one more time, and then fill up another one. Cool. All right, so we have our backups, and we have the stuff that we are going to use now. So we can put our backups away, sodium and potassium. We can put that away. So now we just need to get ourselves a salt mixer. Yep, a salt mixer. Put those two fluids in there. Actually, I'm going to need two things of potassium. All right, which one is in here right now? That's sodium. Okay, gotta do this again. Oh, whoops, silly me. That's 288 millibuckets. For some reason, I saw that and I thought I needed 2 ingots, which in my mind, which was 2 gauge droppers full. But no, each one of these holds 1,000 millibuckets. So we are perfectly fine without filling up extras. Anyway, so now that we got that taken care of, we should be able to make this. Let's grab ourselves a salt mixer, and we have one ready to go. Awesome. All right, we'll just come over here to this area, and I guess I can kind of, I was gonna say I could probably just throw it between these machines. This is a conduit facade with power in there, so yeah, that should be fine. So we want to do sodium and potassium together. So I'll throw that into there, and sodium into there, and now it should be doing a thing. And that should get us this stuff, right? And then with this, we should be able to make all of it, which is awesome. And then turn it into this. So we'll need, yeah, a full bucket of that and then a little bit extra diamond. All right, well, let me just get those materials together and then we'll be back. So for the first time ever, this playthrough, I think we finally get to use our carbon infusing factory. So we have to make these items here, which is carbon plus gold, right? Yeah, just gold dust of any sort. So I got a bunch of that, so we'll throw that in here, let it do its thing, and we'll make 5 of those. All right, so let's grab some more gold. We're gonna have to make more than that. I do believe, was it 20 that I had in there, or 24? I think it was 20, right? All right, we'll do another set of those. Oh no, looks like I need a little bit more than that. Let's keep adding these in here until we get 8 in each slot. There we go. I think that's gonna be enough. Anyway, so what are those things? Holo. I have no idea how to pronounce this thing. I think I learned how to pronounce it before, but it's one of those things that I don't ever use in regular language, so I never will remember. So DT is the next thing that we need to make. So this is deuterium and tritium, right? So we have deuterium over here, but I don't think this is the stuff that's going to work. Yeah, we have this stuff, but it looks like this is a different... Let's see, deuterium... Yeah, I don't think we're going to be able to use this stuff here. Anyway, so we need this, and that comes from heavy water and electrolytic separator. We get oxygen and deuterium from that. So electrolytic separator. So we have one of those. We'll just throw this down and get it on some power. Then we need to grab some heavy water, which we have extra of. And there is nothing else in here, so I will just put a bucket of heavy water in there and call that good. Can I not just throw it in? Oh, you know what? I have to put it here, right? There we go. Okay, so that's separating it out, and that's all we need. So now that we have that, we should be able to make infinite of that. So let's grab a gauge dropper, right? Is it, how much more of this? Oh, it's just got a little bit left. I guess we could wait for it to finish up here, and then we'll grab that fluid. Is that going to be a full bucket? Oh, it looks like it. Okay, cool. So there we go. So there is some deuterium. That's easy enough. And the other thing is tritium. This is a little bit more tricky. So we have to get ourselves a solar neutron activator, and then we have to put lithium in there, and lithium goes 1-to-1 into tritium. So lithium, we have a bucket of that, and then we need the solar neutron activator. And have we made these before? I feel like we might have made these before, but I can't remember. That requires a steel casing. Okay, so we got ourselves a rotary condensator. We are going to press this so it sets to deconcentrating. So we're going to take a liquid and turn it into a gas, right? And then that gas we are extracting out with this basic tube into the bottom of a solar neutron activator. And there's our tritium. So now that we have both tritium and deuterium, we should be able to put those into our creative tanks and have all of it, right? And then once we have all of it, we can turn it into the DT stuff. And then we can fill up this, which is the last part of this puzzle. All right, so I took the deuterium and the tritium and I turned it into a liquid using the condensator. And then I made infinite of it. So then we put it into these portable tanks. And now we're going to take it from the liquid and turn it into the fluid. I'm sorry, take it from the fluid and turn it into a gas. Then we're going to take that gas and we're going to put it into a chemical infuser, which should make the DT stuff. So as soon as we press these buttons, we should start seeing some magic happen here. Yeah, so we're making deuterium. That's coming over here. There's our DT fuel. Awesome. So then we should be able to put this thing here, and there it is. Yeah. So we have one of those. Now, how many of these did we end up needing? We need 4 of those infinite chaos baubles. So that means we only need to make 4 of these things, but we have extras. So there's 3 more of them. All right, so there's one, and there's one. Sweet. So now we have 4 of these guys ready to go. I could take this DT fuel. You can take this, and we could put it into a condensator, turn it into a liquid, and then have infinite of that as well, should we need to do that. So that's just an option for the future here. But now that we have this stuff done, yeah, we have to make these guys. So we should have everything ready to go at this point to make this. Let me just gather all the materials we need for 4 of these, and then we'll make them. All right, so we should have about everything ready to go here. So if I put one of each of these items into this chest, they should just find a home somewhere. Put one of those in there as well. And the opinium core, we just have to put into the center. And that should do a thing to make what we're trying to make here. Ooh, this takes a little bit of time, actually. All the other crafting that we've done like this never took this long. Does it say anything about power? Oh, that requires 630 million FE per tick at just under a million per tick, huh? So that's going to take a little bit of time to craft, I guess. And there we go, our first Infinity Chaos Bauble. Well, all right, guys, we ended up making the 8 Chaos Planks today and 4 the Infinite Chaos Baubles today as well, which is really awesome. That's getting us super close to being able to actually craft this creative chest, which we should be able to do next episode. We're just out of time today, unfortunately. There was a lot of extra setup here and different things that we didn't do before in order to get stuff going. But yeah, now that we have all that stuff ready to go, we should be good for the future. There are still more quests to do here. Like if we go into the simple achievements one. So beta tested, this was a quest that wanted us to obtain all the beta tester gears, the plates for the Titan mode, and the metals for the normal mode. So we've done all of that. We needed that in order to make those 4 metals that went into the chaos gear. I'm sorry, the chaos plank. So we can go ahead and do that, and we could detect, submit, and we get ourselves this stuff done. So obtain this metal. Yeah, we did make one of those. So we will detect and claim this one. We made that as well. So we can claim these trophies. Again, do that, and one more. Cool. All right, so we have completed all of these quests. There's still a few more to do. I'm not sure if we're going to do all of them because some of them are a little silly to do, but it's still pretty awesome that we were able to get some of these done. I guess we can throw these down here. Something like that. Put those on display. It's pretty awesome. Anyway, that's going to do it for this episode of Project Ozone 3. Thank you guys for watching. Remember, leave a like on this episode if you liked it, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.